Hey y'all, welcome in. If you are new or just passing through to my channel, welcome. My name is Tam. I'm also known as the Enlightened Auntie. If you're returning, welcome back, squad. I am here today to do another general collective reading. We're not sign specific here, we're also gender fluid. I may say you and I'm talking to them. I may say them, I'm talking to you. Put yourself in the story wherever you seem to fit. Remember that time and energy are fluid, so I could be talking about the recent past, the present, or the future. Take the parts that resonate for you and leave the rest behind. If you would like to book a personal more aligned with your own story, all of my information is below in the description box, and I invite you to join me for a session. My books are always open. Alright, y'all, welcome in and welcome back. Hope everybody is doing good and feeling good. Hope everybody had a good night's sleep and feeling rested today. Happy Jupiter Day. Today is Thursday. Tuesdays and Thursdays are my most favorite days. I don't even know why. Tuesday is Mars Day. Thursday is Jupiter Day. Love them both. I don't know why. I just work better on Tuesdays and Thursdays for whatever reason. Anyway, let's get into it. See what Spirit wants to talk about today. Okay. When I flipped the last card, I heard, "What did you do?" It sounded a little bit more exasperated. Like, what did you do? Oddly enough, it wasn't a man's voice. Sounded like a man's voice. So, in the current energy, it appears that maybe there are a group of people questioning somebody that you have once been connected to. But you're not connected to them now. I feel like people are questioning them, like why there's distance, or really like what did you do to them? Because what they can see is that you appear to be much happier, like out of their presence. Oh boy. You appear to be happier not being around this person. That's why they're questioning. They're like, what did you do? Because what they can see, and these people may be this group of people, could be, family or friend group. But again, the very first question I heard when I flipped over the Yang card, it was like, what did you do? Because now the collective has moved on. I do feel like there is someone who wants to reconcile with you. And it could be this person. It's the soulmate card. It's in the reverse. Again, it could be anybody. We have many soulmates. We don't just get one. And it's not always romantic. Somebody is really having a hard time accepting the fact that you have created the distance. I think part of this person's dilemma is mostly revolving around their level of acceptance, or their ability to accept that something is over. Maybe, I don't know what your relationship dynamic was with this person, but I think at one point there may have been some hesitation on your part, or I don't know, this hesitation feels more like fear. So like I said, I don't know what the nature of the relationship is, but at one point you might have been afraid to like sever that cord completely. But where you are now, I do feel like there's someone here who is struggling with the acceptance that you don't want to deal with them. This person is kind of throwing themselves a little bit of a pity party because they don't feel like they don't think that you're being fair. I mean, my guess is that we're all in the same boat. I'm like, my guess is that, them feeling like it's unfair that you don't want to entertain them is probably because they took advantage of whatever love and generosity you may have given this person in the past. They may have taken advantage of it. So there's not even really an opportunity, I feel like, as much as this person may want some type of reconciliation, I don't really feel like there's an opportunity because I feel like you remember, it's like you remember what this person did in the past. And so you're like, you know what? I'm actually okay being on my own, being, away from you. Whatever that means for you. Okay? Oh. Now this gives me greater context because I have orphaned in the reverse, but I have the tribe over here. It's giving me the same energy because orphaned is in the reverse. So that means these people were also involved. Okay? I feel like there's someone in this group. That's why it's giving family. Again, doesn't have to be family, but that's been coming out a lot. Hoo-hoo. Okay, this is very similar to one of yesterday's readings. At least this part is. I don't think this came in the lesson part, though. I think this was the dilemma yesterday. Today it's the lesson. If this is a family dynamic, there is something that existed within the relationship, the way these relationships were formed, where someone may have made you feel like you never felt like you had a place within the family, whatever. Like, I don't know, like you were probably made to feel like an outsider. Maybe you were a little different. We've been known to be a little different. But here's the thing, because you were different, they not only made you feel different, but they also treated you a little different. And I kind of feel like part of, because these people are all responsible for this lesson. So I'm also getting the sense that there are people here that were not they weren't loyal to you. I also get an energy of folks who were not emotionally supportive. They never really, I heard, came to your aid, whatever the need was. And this is giving me a family situation. They treated you different. But it almost feels like they treated you that way because, I don't know, maybe it was some kind of game to prove your loyalties to them. I don't know. Okay, I'm like, oh, this is what it is. Okay, so there is an energy of there is an energy of somebody wanting reconciliation, right? But okay, thank you, Spirit. I'm like, where are we going? Okay, here's the thing. Somebody here wants reconciliation. nothing would make them happier. I do feel, like I said, I do feel like this is like a family. There's some kind of family dynamic or family component here. There's somebody here that wants some type of reconciliation since there's been a fallout. Okay, but the thing is, I think, what did I say in that one reading? I was like, the title was like reconciliation, but doesn't mean reunion. It doesn't mean reunion. Because I kind of feel like even if you were to give this person a second chance, or people, I don't actually see you giving anything. You know what I mean? I kind of feel like if you decided to like reconcile with your family or whoever these people are, you're kind of like, okay, now what? You know what I mean? And part of the dilemma, because remember I said, like, they can't understand why you walked away, or why you, because for me it feels very much like you made a choice. You were at a crossroad and you had to make a choice. Like, I can't take you with me where I'm going. You can't go there. And you don't really have much of a choice but to accept it, even though it doesn't feel fair to you, and I'm not really interested in moving forward with you. I'm not interested in carrying you along. Part of their dilemma is they're trying to figure out, and they don't know. It's like they don't know how, or don't know what they would have to do in order to, like, to be a part of your life, to make everything, like, to smooth it out. Like, this person does, they genuinely don't know. They don't know the amount of work that would be required in order to smooth everything out. And then part of the lesson is that this feels more like their problem, like a them problem, not a you problem, because I do get the impression that somebody is having, like, everybody could be having closure issues. I mean, I can only speak for myself. Like, when I backed away, I didn't, and it's funny because I know I talk about it, like, I cut off I spider in the legs. Like, I cut off my mother. I, like, blocked her on socials. I stopped taking her calls. Stopped taking her texts. She wasn't calling, but I stopped responding to her texts, because her texts, I could tell from the energy that she was sending me messages. She didn't want, number one, she didn't want nothing, and number two, she was either making demands on my time, or she was sending me, like, articles and videos of stuff that was meant to trigger me into some kind of reaction, and I didn't understand that. So I was like, yeah, no, delete. And then when I cut everybody else off, it wasn't really cutting folks off. I just blocked them from my social media, because y'all don't really check on me anyway. So why do you want to be so interested in my life? Like, when I started noticing, like, certain family members, like, watching my stories on Facebook, like, number one, I mean, I'm just regurgitating some of the shit I see on Instagram on my stories. I'm not like that active. I'm not that active. If I see something, it sparks, I'm like, oh, I'll share it. But I don't really talk much about, I really don't post a lot of stuff about my personal life on my socials for that reason. Like, I don't really want people to know, like, all my business. I don't need people in my business, especially my family. Like, y'all never really gave a damn about me anyway, so I don't really need you in my business. So I started blocking those family members off of my socials. Now, here's the thing. Everybody has my phone number. And if they don't have my phone number, my mother has my phone number. Like, you can get the number from her and holla at me and be like, hey, Tam, where you been? Nah, I haven't received a single phone call like that. One person reached out to me like 3 different times, and I could tell that each time that they reached out to me that they were fishing. They were fishing for information, and I knew they were fishing for my mother. I'm not stupid. I knew that. So obviously I wasn't giving up no information. But nobody else reached out. I just saw 14:44 on the clock. Nobody else reached out. Nobody else checked on me. Nobody else said, hey, shooting text going, hey, how are the kids? Hey, how are you? What's going on with you? Haven't talked to you, whatever. I was getting like these little weird passive aggressive. How's your little business doing? Are you still doing your little paint business? Are you still doing your little tarot readings? I'm sorry, that is the most disrespectful thing you can say to somebody who is doing something more than what you are doing. And that's no shade, but I've literally built this platform from nothing. You know what I'm saying? Even my paint business, built that from nothing. Came with an idea and was like, hey, let's figure out how to make this happen, and made it happen, But down here, part of the lesson is, if this person or these people have closure issues, like, yo, if any of y'all are watching, because I know you guys are kind of watching, if y'all are having closure issues, you had plenty of time to come in and make it right. If you waited 3 years, it's been 3 years. You waited 3 years to now develop closure issues. I'm sorry, what? No, absolutely not. So yeah, if they made you feel like an outsider and they made you feel like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and you weren't allowed to play the reindeer games, they got to come in and clean that shit up. They got to come and fix it. It's not your responsibility to fix it. I'm not fixing shit. I'm not bridging the gap. I'm not doing any of that. I don't recommend that you do it either. Yep. And here's the thing. Regardless, you probably stayed around these people. Oh, let me before I even clarify these, I'm gonna read from the bottom of the deck, because I think you stayed around these people despite the emotional undercurrent that you may have felt when you were around them. Especially if they were people that did make you really feel like, you didn't feel included in. Oh, I got stories. Oh my God. Like, I feel like I just triggered myself. Because I just remember the times, like, after my mom and I, like, reconciled after my dad died, and I would come around and other family members would be there. And I always got this weird ass feeling off of them, and I couldn't figure out what it was. I mean, now in hindsight, I realized that my mom had been talking all this shit about me behind my back. So, of course, everybody's looking at me like I'm crazy or whatever. But here it feels very much like for you, collective, you may have stayed or tried to stay connected to these people, even though you didn't realize, because I've been teaching all about that now, about that push and pull, and when it doesn't feel right, that means you're not in alignment. It took you a long time to walk away from it because you were really trying to stick it out because it's family. You know what I mean? Some dynamic of your family. You're like, this is my family, and so even though I'm not really like the rest of them, I'm just gonna kind of stick it out because this is part of my, I feel like this is what, God's calling me to do, just stick it out because this is my family, right? I don't think you ever thought in a million years that you would have to stop giving to them, that you would have to stop showing up. I don't think you ever thought that in a million years. But when you started to see the shit like clearly, that you were kind of like off on your own, that you were the different one out of everybody in your family. You was on some different shit. Everybody else was like all group think, that think tank, group think, they all think the same way. They all do the same shit. They all think the same kind of way, right? You started to realize just how different you were compared to the people that were in your family that you were around. And you realize where some of that push-pull was happening, chaos and conflict in the upright. You started to recognize it, like, wait, hold on. And so for you, yeah, at one point, you kind of probably went through a lot. At one point, I think you did kind of go through a little bit of, I wouldn't call it anxiety. I think it was just, maybe not anxiety, but maybe you were trying to make sense of it. Like, you knew what didn't feel right, but you also knew that removing yourself may have been scary, because obviously we don't know what it's going to be like on the other side. But I think what you did know is that you wanted peace. And if me seeking peace means having to distance myself from these people, you probably tried to imagine what that was like, and then finally, kind of like ready or not, here I come, you decided to break away so that you can create your own foundation and do the work to make some changes in your life. Yep, you had to make a decision. And I think part of that decision, I love these last cards, part of the decision was, I think what you see on the, now I've gone through the entire deck. From your perspective, you recognize that what you were connected to, or the relationship dynamics within your family, that folks were walking around wearing a mask. They weren't really being honest with themselves. And if you are intuitive in any kind of way, I mean, I see the comments, so when your intuition starts to like really get on board, and you start to see, I think for a lot of us that was the big difference, when you started to realize like, oh shit, I'm really not like the rest of y'all, right? And for you made a choice. I love this. You made a choice to move in a new direction. And it just definitely feels like whatever was in your past, like you had made a conscious choice that shit can't come with me. I fuck with it. I like that. I like that. All right, let's clarify. I actually love when I use these, because I have these two decks. I have the large full-size deck and a mini deck. I love clarifying with the mini deck, because when the same cards come out, I'm like, woohoo. So remember when I first laid the cards in the first section, the question I heard was, what did you do? Somebody did something in your past. Your family is involved. I don't really get what this is, because it's almost like they wanted you. I'm kind of getting this energy of like they wanted you to see them, because this is like that Delulu energy. It's very Neptunian, Piscean energy. Like there is illusions here, and I feel like the actions that they wanted you to take, this is action. I mean, I feel like this is action. They wanted you to move in this way. It's like they wanted you to continue to be kind of like a part of the, it's weird because they didn't actually make you feel welcomed, but they wanted you to kind of see them under this illusionary type of energy. You may have come from a really strict family. Okay, I just got another like hit. And even though I don't have, it doesn't say this in any of the cards, but the energy that comes with it, because I said you may have had a strict family, or somebody in your family was like really rigid in their expectations. So it was almost like, I heard the word performative. It's kind of a weird energy. It's almost like they want you to jump when they want you to jump, but they didn't want you to be. There is a level of codependency, like they had a certain expectation of your behavior and the way that you showed up in the family, but they also did not want you to ever be like they didn't want you to be in a position or to be ready to ever like move away from them. I don't know what this is. If this part resonates, please tell me, because I'm like, I don't even understand what this energy is. This is something being done in the past. This is action taken in the past to make you reluctant to move forward, to reluctant to move on, or but there's an expectation here, but the expectation is based on some type of illusion about your family, about the family of origin. Huh. Okay. So you may view your family of origin or somebody in your family as being like very rigid. You may have also thought, because I'm kind of getting a weird energy of like, there's a thing about the help. Like being available to help. It's weird. It's almost like, because here it feels like they wanted you in a position to make you like codependent on like relying on them for help or something, you know, like feeling like they're needed, right? But I can see that they weren't really like, your family didn't really show up for you like that. They didn't really show up for you like that, but they wanted to create this vision of like, this is what family does. This is how family is. Okay. Look, Yin is out here again in the upright. Listen. Oh my God. So part of the dilemma for, again, it has something to do with acceptance. You got a higher calling. That's what changed. You got a higher calling. Your loyalty is not to these people. Your loyalty is to your calling. And that's when everything changed. I think I said that in one of yesterday's readings. It was like you listened to your intuition and God just kind of like guided you away. This right here, they're basically what I'm seeing here in this line. It kind of feels like it sounds crazy to say they're in direct competition with God, but kind of. They are kind of in direct competition with the divine, because they're having a difficult time with the acceptance that, one, you do not want to, like, you don't want to fuck with these people. Especially if they're not walking the same path that you, because we've already determined that they're not like you. They're not like you. They're having, this person or people are having a hard time that your loyalties are no longer aligned with them, and your loyalties are to the divine. Your connection to the Most High, whatever your spiritual belief is, that is where your alignment is right now. That's where your loyalties are. And their struggle point is the fact that they are having a difficult time accepting you in this way. The crazy part is they never accepted you the way that you were already. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know, make that shit make sense. Look, it was just a matter of time. Divine timing was at play. I said it, you weren't like them. You were not like them. Your loyalty is to your higher power. You listen to your intuition. You go where God leads you. Whoever these people are, your family or whatever, they don't know how to compete with that. They do not know how to compete with that. And then the less, what did I say? I was like, yeah, part of the lesson is like they wanted, it's like they wanted you to be in this weird codependent kind of energy, like do as I say, not as I do. They wanted you to like follow their rules, right? But in following those rules, it would have never allowed you, because I feel like what this looks like is like it was setting you up in a way where you would never be ready, or your mindset would never allow you to just walk away. I feel like that was by design. Now, part of the lesson here is they are kind of like, I'm telling you, they made you feel like you were alone even when you were in their presence. And now that you're gone, they have to deal with that alone feeling. The same feeling that you felt when you were in their presence. Now they don't really have, there's nothing, they can't control anything, especially as it relates to you. There's nothing that they can do. Because yesterday I think there was an element of like they just really wanted control of like your movement and everything. I'm kind of still getting that here, but they're really struggling. I mean, that's just part of their struggle is they don't know how to go with the flow. This person could be dealing with a control freak or whatever, but there's somebody here who doesn't know. Yeah, that's what it is. That's damn. So part of the lesson here for them is, even though they want reconciliation, like I said down here, they don't really know what that would entail. Like how would they get back into your good graces? But part of the lesson here is, if they find themselves in a situation where they now need some kind of support, they won't have that support from you, because mending is in the reverse. They won't have that support from you because they refuse to clean up the mess that they made on aisle 3. You know what I'm saying? So it feels like they have a lot of, there is some healing that they have to do. There's some work, some reflective work that they need to do, because it kind of feels like I see the heavy emotions or whatever, but what their challenge is, because this is part of the lesson. Remember I said I mentioned it yesterday, but I said it in a few readings ago. It's like part of the lesson, because it's still playing out here. Part of the lesson was like to when the collective moved away from the family dynamic or whatever the group is, that they were supposed to pause and reflect on, well, why did the collective move? Like, why is the collective no longer fucking with me? What did I do? But the problem, I want to say the bigger problem is, like, when you initially walked away, the attitude was, first, they probably acted like they didn't care, because they thought that you would come back. But then when you didn't come back, they were like, wait, hold on. Then it was, who do you think you are? Then they was offended. You know what I'm saying? But here it feels like one of their biggest challenges is removing the emotions and their hurt feelings and all that shit, to like really see how they had a hand in creating the relationship dynamic as it stands, and like taking ownership of their participation or their role in making it what it is. Because I feel like this person is just like, legit, deep knowing is out here in the reverse twice. Like, this person is just like, I don't know why they're not coming around. Definitely, I mean, I don't even have cards like this, but like, this is definitely somebody who has not yet self-reflected, and that was part of the whole plan here. Like, you need to kind of look at yourself before you start pointing fingers at the people who walked away from you. Maybe you should look at where the other fingers are pointing while you're pointing out. You know what I'm saying? They were supposed to question, why does the collective not want to deal with me? How come they stopped talking to me? How come they walked away? Oh. What did I say? I was like, you found peace being away from them. Like you chose, they don't have any control over you anymore. They don't have control over you anymore. And this person is struggling with having to, oh my God, having to accept the fact that you don't want reconciliation with them based on what, how they showed up before. They had time. They had a certain amount of time where they could have come in and cleaned it up, reached out to you and cleaned up the mess. They chose to do nothing. And so if you choose peace over the chaos of being connected to your family dynamic, then it is what it is. And here's the thing, if they wanted a second chance, I'm seeing it here in two places. If they wanted a second chance, they have a significant amount of work to do to clean up the mess. But the thing is that I don't actually see anybody taking action. I don't see this person taking any action trying to clean anything up. I'm like, it's crazy in my mind. I just see somebody with their arms folded like, I'm not doing shit. Okay, well, if you're not gonna do shit, then this is what it is, and you just gonna have to feel however you feeling. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I'm telling you, this isn't what they wanted. They just, and I want to say it's largely because they refuse to do the work. And because they don't want to do the work, what they inadvertently manifested for themselves was the ending of the relationship. I really feel like this person, and then in the center, in the dilemma, what did you do? What did you do to the collective? And this person is playing in their mind over and over again, because never ending story gives me 8 of Swords energy. It's like now they're thinking about, that's part of the blockage and dilemma. They're heavily thinking about what they did in order for you to walk away, but they're also thinking about what they would have to do in order to recover the relationship. And I don't think that this, I could be wrong, but I don't have any cards out here that support, somebody actually putting in the work to make things right. Because I don't, the action cards aren't where I need them to be in order to reflect that they would be willing to do anything to change things. Yes, see, look, baby, I can't make this shit up. I can't make it up. So the fair thing, in this situation is you not giving anything. You doing absolutely nothing. Why? Because these people, or this one person, or these few people, are not in alignment with you. Period. So if they're unhappy because things ain't working out the way that they thought they were going to work out, it's a lack of their effort to build the foundation, and that's why they're not getting their way. You made a decision to walk away. Yes. And while you may have been, I think you were more, I think for you, you may have elected to walk away because you were afraid of going back. Oh my God, I love these cards. You might have been afraid of going back into a cycle of drama. Like I said, there had to been a point for you before you made the decision where you genuinely ask yourself, you're like, am I the problem? Is it me? Or is it y'all? Is it me or is it you? And I think with some distance, you are finally able to see like some of the dysfunction that may have been taking place, the drama and the conflict, and you just appear to be happier and blessed after you made the decision to be honest with yourself and just focus on your future. Okay. Not mad at it. Not mad at it at all. Where are we talking about? This feels like somebody this feels like somebody is afraid. I do get the impression that somebody wants to reach out to you and have like a heart-to-heart talk or whatever, but I do get some hesitation, like there's fear, but the fear is more about, okay, remember when I said in the beginning, I was like, there might have been like a little control thing going on, like you could have had somebody in the family that was like really like my way or the highway. I don't have tarot cards out here, but like very Emperor in the reverse, you know, very bossy. And I think that they're afraid to communicate with you because there has been some notable growth on your part. And I feel like, okay, now this just took a turn. But since you're here, and we all know where these cards generally end up going because wealth is in the reverse here, what it kind of feels like is like there is a message here that somebody wants to relate to you. But the way that I receive this energy is like somebody wants to reach out to you. They want to communicate to you. They want to have a heart-to-heart. They're fearful of coming in because they don't really know how they're going to be accepted, and because they're a little bit worried about the level of growth that you've experienced. Because now, with that level of growth, that also means you're somebody different. They're not familiar with this version of you. Okay. The one thing that's standing out to me is that if there is some type of financial something that may have been due to you, and I'm like, this is where the fear comes in, is because you still managed to be, there is some level of success in your life without the benefit of this monetary thing. And somebody can see that. Something about your resilience. I don't even have that card out here yet, but that's what I heard. It has something to do with your resilience. Child, they don't know this version of you. They don't even know who you are. They thought they had more time. Somebody here thought they had more time to maybe fix this. And now they're worried about it being permanently over, and they don't want it to be over. They're trying to avoid a permanent ending here. But again, they had a certain amount of time where they could have come in to ground, to kind of ground the energy between you by putting in some work to create a new cycle. But again, there's an energy here, because honestly, I don't feel like there's anything for you to do. That's just the way that I'm receiving the energy. It doesn't feel like there's anything on your part. You don't need to do nothing. Wait, So part of the lesson, part of the lesson here was for somebody to acknowledge that you were a gift from the divine and to break the cycle of toxicity within the family dynamic. But this kind of feels like somebody who just didn't want to see it. It's like they didn't want to. There's like a thing here about somebody not wanting to acknowledge that there has been a cycle of toxicity within the family dynamic. That they kind of perpetuated the cycle. Something about seeds, like because you know how when you heal, like you heal when you break or heal a generational curse or generational wounding or something, you heal that for your lineage. There's something here in that, like that's part of it. Like they were supposed to, their seeds is an important thing. I don't know what that means to you, but it's like that was part of the lesson here. And it almost feels like somebody here who turned a blind eye to it. Oh wow. Okay, remember how I always say this, I'm always going to say this, that like the collective, you are the gift. You are always the gift in the situation, right? I kind of feel like part of this person's lesson, and on one side, it's giving me the imagery in my head of like, you know, someone burying their head in the sand, like they're just refusing to see. They don't want to acknowledge, because if I acknowledge it, then that makes it real. It feels very much like they were supposed to, like you were part of the seeds. They were supposed to protect you from this cycle. But instead they buried their head and they allowed the cycle to continue, the cycle of toxicity to continue. And they were supposed to protect you, but what protected you was your intuition, child. Your intuition made you move away from it. Intuitively, you may have also seen or knew things that they were trying to keep hidden about their behaviors and their cycles and tendencies. Okay. Okay, remember when I said there's a message here? Okay, somebody is trying to hide the fact. Damn. The moon in the upright, luck in the reverse, illuminate in the reverse, with voice in the reverse, with wealth in the reverse. Okay. So listen. Someone here is definitely trying to hide this, like this wealth here. There's something involving this wealth that someone has not told you about. There may have been, like I said, there may have been a message. Somebody is worried about this message getting to you, or they're worried about having to communicate it to you because of your level of growth and evolution. You're very balanced. Like I said, they don't know who this new version of you, they don't know who you are. They don't know how to approach you. They don't know you. Okay? But they're definitely trying to hide that they're enduring or going through some very unfortunate things. And they're having to kind of face themselves. I heard they have to address their motivation. I don't really know what that means. I mean, I do, but there's something here that they're definitely keeping. They're keeping it a secret, or they're trying to hide it. They're trying to hide something that they're going through. Oh shit. So there's somebody holding on. They don't want this to end. They don't want the relationship to end. I kind of feel like they don't want the relationship to end. But I also feel like you've changed a lot. And I keep going back, like they don't know this new version of you. And I also get the energy here too of somebody who is, this feels like somebody who is resisting. Okay, now this is crazy because I don't have tarot cards out here, but I'm getting like a weird juju kind of thing in this one sector, part of the dilemma, because it kind of feels like somebody who may have done some work and they did it from, it's like somebody getting this bright idea to do this work, right? But every card that I have right here, the whole purpose of them doing it is because they don't want to there's something that they don't want to let go of. There's changes upon them. It may have something to do with their home or residence. They don't want the change to actually take place. But they might not have much of a choice. They might not have a choice. They may have to like let something go, and they may have to move or something like that. And it almost feels like work that they may have done against you is kind of like, you know, I always say this, that pendulum swings both ways. They did some work for it to affect you, and it's not affecting you, it's affecting them. Yeah. Somebody is very emotional over the fact that you, because these cards, all three of these cards right here talk about your intuition and your vision and what you know, what you can see without seeing it. It's like you know stuff without actually having tangible proof. And this person they're like definitely beside themselves. They're like highly emotional about it. Highly emotional about it. And that's being illuminated. So something that they may be trying to hide, something that they have been trying to keep hidden or unseen, you know about it, and it's being revealed either by you or just other people may be witnessing it, and this person they're definitely upset. Definitely upset if something is being revealed. If your intuition has revealed something, because that's what this looks like, if your intuition has illuminated something, and like I heard solved a mystery, but that's not really where I was going with this. It's kind of like something in your intuition or something in your knowing has broken something down in such a simplistic way where it makes sense. Something about your intuition and something about you knowing something or uncovering something or revealing something or airing something out. Your intuition has done that. This person is very upset. They are hella triggered by this. Because I kind of feel like this person thought that they would always be kind of cool with whatever they were doing. But your intuition, like, kind of, it shined like I'm just seeing this big flashlight. It just shines a big ass light on whatever it is that they've done. Yeah, this person, I'm telling you, somebody is like, they're kind of going through dark night of the soul. Somebody might be trying to resist it. And if somebody here was trying to pass themselves off as like an intuitive or whatever, or somebody who knows like occult knowledge and all that shit, this person is very much asleep. They don't know shit. They just lie. Shapeshifter. They just lie. They just lie. Alright. Uh-oh. Actually, no, let me shuffle these the right way. Don't forget to smash the notification bell, guys, so you're notified of my new uploads. I've been like trying to figure out, I want to go live, but my schedule is crazy with these kids. And October seems to be kind of like crazy for me because I got something going on every damn weekend. I'm not complaining, I just got a lot going on. Yeah, I said you leaned into your relationship with the divine. You're more loyal to the divine than you are to this family dynamic. Okay. I'm also getting this energy of like if you happen to be partnered. This is weird. Because remember I said I felt like they were trying to like make you codependent on them for, it's like wanting you to feel like feeling needy towards them, like you need them. But this almost feels like if you are partnered, it's like people trying to come together. I don't know, this feels weird. It feels like people trying to come together to like break up a relationship. Yeah. Somebody gets a bright idea. Let's come together. Let's plan collaboratively. We're going to use our imagination. Okay. Okay, here's the marriage. This is the collaboration. Here's the promise. This is the relationship. But then we have gift, justice, and loss. So like there is some kind of, now loss talks about bereavement, sorrow, and damage. But there's a gift here after a loss. And there's some type of justice trying to be played out. Honestly, the way I'm looking at it, I'm like reading from the bottom to the top. It's like if there had been some type of an inheritance or something. It's almost like they don't want this gift to be in the hands. It's kind of crazy because I don't want to say it doesn't have anything to do with you specifically, but I kind of feel like it has something to do with your partner. This part ain't for everybody. If you are partnered, it feels like you're people that came together. Like, so if, say there's a loss in the family, right? And there's some type of gift that's left, some type of an inheritance. Somebody gets a bright idea, like to keep whatever the gift is in the family. Because what it looks like, it's like they kind of want to keep the gift away, not so much from you, but from your partner. Like I said, that part ain't for everybody, but that's the way it looks. It's like they organized together because they didn't want it to be in your partner's hands, which is stupid as hell. Somebody could be 76, somebody could be 58 or 45. Somebody could be 29, 28, 29, 36, 41. Listen, they got into an alliance together. Somebody here may have gone to a tarot reader, but this is about they did something out of stubbornness. And they want you to compromise. They would like to win. I feel like they would like for there to be a reconciliation. Somebody may have gone to a tarot reader to find out what's going on with you. They want, okay. They may view you as being the stubborn one. They want to come together, but let me tell you, the reason why is because they need help. Compromise, a alliance, compromise, a triumph. So they would like to triumph over you. But it's because they want help. But remember, I said part of the problem is, it's like they can't expect to get help from you if they were never helpful to you. You know what I'm saying? Oh, an apology. They're stressed because they need help. They might be going through some kind of a disaster. They could be really frustrated. Oh, death. Inevitable, endless harm. Oh, God. Now that I'm looking at it I'm like, I read it from top to bottom, but I'm like, from the bottom to the top, it almost feels like if somebody passed away, they may have somebody may have bribed someone else, tempted them with money. They may have bribed somebody else, put like under pressure, right? To create some type of disaster in your life. They asked somebody to help them. Now this up here feels like somebody else, like trying to be a mediator, like to try to get you to compromise. This could very well be you, like, no, I don't hear, I want to hear. Somebody here definitely may have gone to a tarot reader though. You could be a tarot reader. They may have gone to a tarot reader, and a tarot reader probably may have told them that like your relationship dynamic is over and like this is done, and then they may have somewhere in here recruited somebody to help them because they're feeling stressed. They need help. So somebody could be dealing with some illness. Okay. Remember I said there's somebody here with there's a toxic behavior pattern that they needed to see. Somebody here is dealing with pride and ego issues. There's somebody here who definitely could be experiencing some kind of illness. And that's the other thing. I feel like this person needs attention. And because you've directed all of your attention to yourself, they're pissed off because you're not showing any kind of attention to them. Yeah, you took a break from this dynamic to focus on your own self, to focus on your self-love. Somebody could be 55 or 51 or 67. 1978 may be relevant. 1967 may be relevant. 1979 could be relevant. Somebody could be 33. 1973, 71, 73. Yeah, so there may be evidence of some work that somebody has done, or there may be evidence of somebody trying to affect your work. Overload. Whoever this person is, though, they don't have any. I kind of feel like they don't necessarily operate with the same level of self-love that you have. Like I said, this person operates out of their ego, their pride and ego. And I did say they had time to come in and kind of, fix the problem, or at least talk out or resolve the conflict between you. Oh, I also see something else. They could have been doing something in the background to create like some level of overload for you. Like because like I said, somebody here is jealous. They're jealous of you, but they're like they're feeling kind of needy. They want attention. Oh, this is interesting. So maybe they want attention, but you work a lot. Maybe you have maybe many irons in the fire, so you're busy. And maybe there's some conflict. I don't know what this is. This could be something totally different. But over here, I can kind of see where there's the risk of somebody being sick. And they could easily stop that if they kind of change their energy in terms of like what they're focusing on. Because I think self-love is what they're supposed to be focused on. But there is this weird thing that it feels like there's somebody here that's either like looking into your work, investigating your work. Well, he's in the center, so if somebody here was like investigating or looking, because this is evidence, card says evidence, detection, investigation, and proof. It could be like somebody here is, because I said over here, remember we started the reading off with, what did you do? So over here it looks like somebody finds some evidence, like, you are dealing with self-love, you're good. Somebody else could be dealing with illness, and then they see somebody who's like, angry or whatever, just angry and mad, and they see how you have taken a complete break from this person. But what they see is, because down here what they see is, you're not in conflict with this person. That person is in conflict with you. What they see down here is just you working. Like like I said, you could have many irons in the fire. You could be raising a family. You could have job, a couple of businesses. You could be an entrepreneur. You could be a content creator. You may look like you've got a lot going on, and that's what people can see. Like if somebody's looking into you or whatever, that's what they see. Whatever lies that they've been telling about you, they don't see the evidence of that. But what they see evidence of is, they see evidence of this person being gnarly, and they see you just working. I actually say that all the time. Like if anybody was talking crap about me, they could literally just Google Enlightened Auntie, and all you're going to see is my work. Even if you just Googled my name, you're just going to see work. You're just going to see me and my work all over the internet. Literally. That's all I do. I just work. I work and I take care of my family. I take care of my responsibilities. I pay my bills. I take care of my kids. I take care of my husband. My husband takes care of me. We live our life and we're minding our business. Like, it's just really not that complicated. You know what I mean? All right. I'm like, which cards do I want to do? Let's grab a couple of tea leaves. Getting together with friends. Pay attention to your health. So for those of y'all who work a lot, myself included, listen to your body. Rest when you need to rest. All right, Turkey. Someone behaving stupidly. Scales, keep your life in balance. Dog, close up. Pleasure with a close friend. So getting together with friends and pleasure with a close friend. Maybe spend some time hanging out with your folks. Not your parents, like your folks, your people. Your friends, your support system, your network, your tribe. Mountain road, you're on the road to success. Hey now, hey. Broken bridge, unsuccessful outcome to a problem. Bird flying, news is on the way. Happiness, we like it. Torch, spiritual development, enlightenment, awareness, and understanding. Keep your life in balance. Bow, you are highly thought of. Quill, get back to basics. Lion, it's time to act. Grapes, time to go out and have fun. So definitely there's a sign here. You need to get out and have some fun. Stop working so hard. Tent, temporary situation. And rainbow, the most difficult part of a situation is over. Amen. Amen. We like that. All right, let's grab some index cards. All right, we have abandoned ship. Someone's heart chakra may be compromised. Stepfather could be significant. Somebody is exhibiting greedy, selfish, and entitled behavior. No harm shall come to you because Archangel Michael is out here protecting you. You have a cheating man or woman in your midst. Could be dealing with a Taurus or a Libra. Someone's experiencing a loss of money. You are divinely guided to choose expansion. Somebody exhibits abusive patterns. Uses cruelty masked as tough love. Scorpio could be of significance. Someone says, I've always hated you because you are blessed. You may have someone blocked. Have a bunch of people blocked. Okay, now normally the uncle's card comes out, but today it's the aunt or aunt's card and stepbrother. Alright, somebody's using distraction magic. Somebody's spending too much time focusing on things they need to release. You are unbothered and only focusing on yourself. We've got fake friends out here. Illness is a part of someone's karma. Family members are involved. Someone is heartbroken. All is not what it seems. There are up to 4 other people involved. You don't deserve what's happening. Someone has an inflated ego, an inflated worth. Spirit is humbling everyone. Someone is trying to keep you distracted. So we got distraction magic out here. Someone's trying to keep you distracted. Someone's not a team player. Someone's throwing rocks and hiding their hands. Someone's solar plexus chakra may be compromised, or they're trying to compromise yours. Low drive. Forged signature on a legal document. Jealous family members. Aquarius. Month of August may be of significance. Could be dealing with a Leo or a Virgo. Temptation. Somebody is unemployed, losing a job or a business. Someone is unfaithful. We have a foster child or foster care that might be of significance. Spirit says, don't be afraid. Someone sees things as they are, but they refuse to let go. Bottom of the deck is Virgo. All right. Ooh. Legal or contract matters. Quit. Increased money. Forgiveness. Someone's going to contact you. Don't settle. Considering options. Somebody is stuck on an ex. Long distance. You could be the ex that somebody is stuck on. 1515. 515. We'll get back together. That one always makes me laugh. Temporarily. 1515, 515. That's a big thing out here. Don't take it personal. Someone will make it right. 111. New love coming. Truth teller. Unresolved. Childish. Chemistry. 14, 14, 15, 15. 13, 33. 1, 1, 1. 5, 1, 5. 9, 1, 1. Communication is coming. Stop reaching out. Someone's overwhelmed. Someone has concerns about money. Not going back to the ex. It's you. Oh, it's not you, it's them. Self-love. Wandering eye. Stress and anxiety. Bottom of the deck. Communication problems. Alright. Let's get these dates. Alright, we got January the 5th. January the 6th. January the 9th. January the 11th and 12th. I have no dates in February, but I have March the 5th twice, 3 times. I have March 5th 3 times. March 5th, March 6th, March the 15th out here twice, March 12th and 14th. Oh, March 5th, 6th, and 7th. Okay. No dates in April. I do have a lot of dates in May though. I'm gonna start on this side. Oh no, let's start. These have lower numbers. I have May the 3rd out here twice. May the 6th, May 7th, May 7th is out here twice. May 6th, May 7th, May 9th, May 13th, 14th, and 15th. May 14th is out here twice. May 15th is out here 3 times. May 16th. May 11th, 12th, May 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th. 13, 14, and 15. Okay. June. I have June 1st, June 5th twice, June 11th, June 10th. Oh, June 10th, June 11th, June 12th twice, June 9th. July. We'll do this. We'll go all over on the board. I try to go in order, but it's too hard for me to try to do that. Okay, I have July this 3rd, 5th, 6th, 14th, and 16th. Then I have July the 7th, 10th, and 15th over here. No dates in August. September 1st, 6th, 11th, 9th, and 14th. September the 5th, the 10th, the 15th, and the 5th. October the 5th is out here twice. October the 12th is out here twice. October 7th is out here twice. October the 15th, October the 11th, October 5th and 6th. October 5th, 6th, and 7th. 11, 12, 15. November the 1st. November the 5th, 6th, 9th, 10th, 12th, and 14th. December the 1st, December the 3rd. December 5th is out here 3 times. December the 6th is out here twice. December the 9th, December 10th, 11th, and the 15th. Yeah. Alright. Ooh. That's Mercury. Mercury's out here twice. So could be dealing with a Gemini or a Virgo. This is Taurus, Libra. Taurus is out here twice with Libra, Empress energy. This is Saturn. So Saturn and Mercury. So Saturn and Mercury. That's an interesting energy. Especially while it's out here. I'm like getting different hits off of these now. I'm like, so maybe somebody gets karma for something that they've communicated. Then we have the 2nd house, the 5th house, and the 11th house. The 2nd house is your resources, self-esteem, material security, possessions. The 5th house is creativity, romance, sex, children. 11th house is your network of friends. Also, 11th house is Aquarius. 5th house is Leo. 2nd house is Taurus. So you could have a lot of Taurus placements, or you could be dealing with somebody who has heavy Taurus or Libra placements. Alright, if any parts of that, I'm going to leave it here. If any parts of the reading resonate for you, gave you clarity or confirmation of your own story, give the video a thumbs up so we can circulate into the algorithm and get in front of the eyes and you see us the most. If you would like to book a personal more aligned with your own story, all of my information is below in the description box. I invite you to join me for a session. Thank you guys so much for all the likes, shares, subscribes, tips, and donations. Incidentally, I had a viewer reach out to me because she has candles. And I haven't talked about it a lot, but there is a list in my description box for tribe members who have stuff, whether it's a deck or any kind of platform information. I have one that does human design. I've got a couple of deck creators on the list. If you would like to be a part of that list, get in touch with me. Send me your stuff, and I will help promote it, and we'll get you out there, because I love for the collective to support each other. It's interesting. I have a lot of clients. I have amazing clients that do all kinds of really amazing things, and I love to connect people with other folks who are in the know, that have a special, a special field of expertise or whatever. And some folks, I've done really good things with linking certain people with other folks who can be beneficial to work together. So absolutely, if you have a service or something like that you would like to promote or whatever, just reach out to me, tarotbytam@gmail.com. shoot me an email, or leave me a comment under the video or whatever, and we'll connect. But I would love to add you to the list or whatever, promote your stuff on the channel. Because y'all know, if you got a deck and I got the deck, I'm gonna show it, I'm gonna use it, and even though I may not always use those decks on the channel, I do use them with my clients, so they do get use. But I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here with me. Thank you guys for rocking with me, supporting my work, supporting the channel, and supporting each other in the comments. I love you. I love you. I love you. I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.